Once upon a time, there was a king of wines who oversaw the kingdom. He was generous with gifts to the large, well-known wineries in Napa, Sonoma, and Mendocino counties that caught his attention. However, he did not know about the environmentally damaging practices of many of these wineries. Unfortunately, because of all the attention he was giving to the big guys, he often missed out the small wineries. Little attention was given to the 6 wineries in the unindustrialized gold mine of wineries in Lake County.
Just like many of the wineries, Ceago Vineyard's owner, Jim, tried his best to impress the king. He focused on ensuring good practices when planting, harvesting, and producing wine so as to ensure environmental sustainability. In spite of his efforts to reach out to customers, however, he failed to create hype about the place, nor was he able to capture the attention of the king.
The unique thing that Jim did was biodynamic farming. The biodynamic farm is managed as a living organism, and farming practices are guided by 6 principles, namely plant diversity, crop rotation, composting, homeopathic fertilizers, animal life, and seasonal and planetary cycles. However, it is more expensive to produce biodynamic wines compared to wines produced in conventional ways. We will now look at why this is so.
First, domestic animals are integrated into the farm, helping to maintain a good ecosystem. A good example would be the sheep. They graze on cover weeds, and their manure is used as compost, which produces healthy vines and wine. Their meat nourishes the farm workers, and their wool is used to make clothes. Also, strictly no synthetic pesticides and fertilizers were used to grow the grapes. Biodynamic farming also means that the grapes are not genetically modified in any part of the production process. As a result, Jim's wine was superior in taste and quality.
Jim had a large piece of land which he could use for winemaking or to hold as an investment property. Research has shown that land value of vineyards is usually higher than the potential profit of maintaining agricultural production. Taking land appreciation rate to be 5.5% per year, our projections show how much more valuable the land is in 2026 and 2046 compared to the vineyard profits for both years. However, after careful analysis of the entire profits that can be generated from the wine-making use of the land, as well as after taking into consideration various stakeholder goals, we have decided that it would be better for Jim to use the land to produce wine.
As of now, only 80 out of 163 acres of the land is used for wine production, as production capacity exceeds demand, resulting in the land being underutilized. This brings us to the issue of what to do with the excess land. Our first solution would be to plant grapes using biodynamic farming methods on the rest of the land. This would result in excess grapes as there is no demand for wine using these grapes. By educating organic supermarkets about biodynamic farming, they will know that all biodynamic grapes are actually organic. Hence, we can sell our grapes to organic supermarkets to generate revenue. From our calculations, even after taking into account costs of biodynamic farming of these grapes, it is still possible for us to make profits from such a sale. Planting and selling these biodynamic grapes will achieve some of the objectives of all 5 stakeholders.
Our second solution to cope with the excess land will be to carry out the expansion plan, which would increase production and sales of wine to maximum capacity in 4 years. Every year, production will increase by 2,000 cases. This would also mean that fewer grapes will be sold to the organic supermarkets, while more will be used to make Ceago wine. This will keep up every year until maximum capacity for wine production is reached, resulting in no more grapes being sold to organic supermarkets. We have also come up with the best allocation for grapes for winemaking for the expansion plan. Our calculations have shown that Syrah Rose is currently making losses for Ceago, whereas their most profitable is Sauvignon Blanc. Thus, we suggest stopping production for Syrah Rose and transfer all the resources currently used to produce more Sauvignon Blanc. For the rest of the 2,000 cases, we will apportion them equally among the other types of wine, resulting in the projected profits as shown in the graph.
In order to reach our goals in expansion, we will have to ensure that the right market is targeted. We will be looking to educate retailers and distributors of wine on what it means for wine to be biodynamically produced, and in turn, encourage them to educate wine consumers. Our target market is affluent wine drinkers who can afford the more premium wine. We will reach out to a greater market through online sales. This is to take advantage of the favorable change in law regarding buying wine from out-of-state vintners. Research has also shown that countries such as Vatican City State and Norfolk Island have much higher per capita wine consumption than the US. Thus, we should look to increase online sales as there is a larger market outside of the US. From the plan to use the land as a vineyard, we have projected the high increase in income for Ceago over the next 4 years. This is highly favorable for many of the stakeholders, as listed in the table. There are also risks involved in this plan due to the stopping of the production of cereal rows, but the benefits outweigh the small costs, and thus we propose to go ahead with the plan.
As a result of expanding, higher costs will be incurred by having more oak barrels, bottles, corks, labels, marketing and labor costs. Our solution to these higher costs would be to use geographic information systems. GIS involves setting up a web of environmental sensors that monitors soil moisture, light, ambient air temperature, and other factors. The sensors wirelessly transmit information to a central database that allows vineyard managers to oversee the condition of the soil and vines at any given time.
Another issue Jim faces is the low tourism rate. This is because Lake County has fewer wineries than other counties, and that there is no strong differentiating element that would attract tourists to make a special trip to Lake County. Our first solution would be to differentiate Jim's wines from that of other wineries through promoting it as being biodynamic. Out of more than 6,000 wineries in the US, only 22 are reported to be certified Demeter biodynamic. This could very well justify traveling specially to Ceago to find out more. It can be seen from our stakeholders table that Jim, consumers, and the commitment committee will benefit from this solution.
Our second solution will be to construct a high-end resort.
A survey showed that the respondents' preferred way of learning about biodynamic farming was through tasting the wine themselves. Having our high-end resort will not only attract our targeted market, but also help increase occupancy to 70% in 10 years. This will mean that the break-even point will be after 3 years. Hence, this extra profit from the resort will bridge the gap to potential profit from land resale. Since the land is still valued much higher, if the price and conditions are right, management could still consider selling off individual properties of the resort.
The third way of attracting tourists to Ceago is to promote the vineyard tour. Promoting the tour will allow us to better educate the public of the benefits of biodynamic practices. To deal with the diversification of Ceago's business, a new organizational structure has to be set up. We propose that more employees be hired and that the structure will be split into Ceago's vineyard operations and Ceago's high-end resort management. This will allow a more balanced workload for the management, and management will be clearer of their goals and roles.
In all, the solutions to counter low tourism rates would meet almost all the objectives of all stakeholders. However, there are risks involved, such as Lake County not being known for having high-end tourism, and hence tourists might still continue to boycott the area. That said, we believe that investing in Ceago would be a good idea, as there's high potential for growth. Ultimately, we foresee a happy ending where the King of Wines will pay due attention to Jim's gold mine of Ceago.
Hi, I'm Bernice.
Hi, I'm Kelvin.
And together
we
we're
are
BK. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
watching!
watching!